What up guys, my name is SnewJ. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're gonna meet a gentleman by the name of Eric, founder of West Coast Exotics, ex-race car driver, champion, entrepreneur. Behind me is an exotic car dealership. I'm talking Lambos, Ferraris, McLarens, $400,000, $500,000, $800,000 cars in there. I'm curious of how the operation works, how he got started. How can one, like myself or you, start an exotic car dealership? Without further ado or say, let's get the video started. You tell me I'm someone you want. You tell me I'm something you need. But baby, you know that I'm bad for you, yeah. Why you gotta be so nice? What's up, brother? Hey, how are you? Nice to finally meet you. Thank you. For the people that don't know who you are, what's your name and what do you do?
Sure, I'm Eric Curran, owner and founder of West Coast Exotic Cars here in Murrieta.
This is an exotic car dealership, guys. This is something that I'm even interested about. So let's get it going.
Yeah, it's good stuff. You can take a walk through. I'll show you the showroom, give you the whole tour, give you the whole background, and we got about 120 cool cars in here that
let's check it out.
Come on in. Let's go.
Is this the Ducati for sale?
Of course. In our world, everything's for sale. That thing is unbelievable. I mean, it makes like 200 horsepower and it weighs like 300 and something pounds.
How much is this going for?
The car's about 49,000.
49,000, yeah.
Wild piece, carbon fiber.
Yeah, I see the carbon fiber. It's pretty done up.
Yeah, we don't do a lot of bikes here at West Coast. You know, we're kind of more car guys.
I love the showroom. Look at this, the little waterfall action.
Yeah, so we built this building about a year and a half ago. This was completed. I bought it 2 years ago. Did a big renovation, the whole building, front to back. Obviously did the lobby up. This is the main entrance to West Coast. Did the floors, opened up the ceiling.
How much does this building cost?
Yeah, well.
For the financial guys, you know?
Let me give you the quick version. When I started West Coast 2014, 2015, I bought a little building down the street, less than 5,000 square feet, and that was the start of West Coast. I kind of hired some guys, and Hunter came on board. We had another building and 4 different buildings down the street. Owned 2, leased 2. We just ran out of space, and cars in all these different buildings. So I said to the city of Murrieta, I said, hey guys, I really need a building. I need a proper building. I really want to crank this thing up. The city actually owned this building. So I bought this from the city a couple years ago, and it was prime real estate. I got 3+ acres here. Frontage in Jefferson, the exit ramp here, and then it's the entrance to Automall Parkway. It's a cool location, it's a cool building. I got a super deal on it, but I probably put about $4 million of renovation in this thing. You know, I'm growing West Coast Exotic Cars to be one of the best car dealers out there, from basically the quality of the cars, the honesty of myself and all the guys running the operation, my girls in the office. We're just kind of a no BS store. We're very honest, we're very straightforward, and we sell the best quality cars.
We'll expand on that a little more after we see your cars, but wow, look at this. Woo!
There you go. So this is a 35,000 square foot showroom here. We can put 100 cars on display at any time. I like to have a car that fits everybody's price point. $50,000 cars in here, and there's $800,000 cars in here.
So let's do a little challenge here. Okay, I see a lot of eye candy. I want you to pick 4 cars that you want to showcase, and let's show everybody right now.
So let's walk over this way and show you some of my favorites. This one's right up there at the top of the list. There's an AMG Black Series, unbelievable car.
How much is this going for?
This car's $489.
$489.
Yeah.
What's the horsepower on this?
These are 700 horsepower twin turbo V8. Yeah, this is their limited production. This is the newest Black Series AMG, right? Wild color, big wings, lots of aero stuff. This was a car that set the fastest time at the Nürburgring a couple years ago when it first came out. Quite a piece. I mean, pretty wild car. Kind of like the GTR kind of on steroids.
I did not know that they go for that high. Yeah, but you said it's limited.
Very limited car. I think they made 200 of these.
Wow.
Yeah, big scoops in the hood, carbon fiber, lightweight, big brakes, big aero. Pretty wild piece for sure. I'm a huge McLaren fan.
Okay, and I see that, yeah.
Got a few McLarens here. I've had 2 McLaren 765 coupes myself. Right now, we've got 3 of them in stock. We've got 2 765 McLaren Spiders, and then a 765 coupe with a roof scoop on top. This car is probably one of my favorites in the showroom for sure. 765 Spider, brand new, 2022. This one's like 700.
700K.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exposed carbon hood, all carbon vents, carbon louvers, obviously convertible, carbon roof, full carbon Senna bucket seats. They say 760 horsepower, but I mean.
What's your take on, because I love McLarens too. I love the aesthetics of it.
Yeah.
You're a McLaren owner, right?
Yep.
Is it always in the shop? Is it true?
Yeah, I mean, I think in the early days of McLaren, they had some troubles with some of the early MP412Cs and some of those early cars, kind of ramping up production. I've owned a bunch of these, 600 LTs, 675 LTs, 765 LTs. These newer cars are really good. It's not like the history as it was, 6 or 8 years ago. McLaren had to stay competitive with Ferrari and Lamborghini. They had to make them reliable.
Or what kind of cars do you own right now?
Well, here's one of mine right here.
Oh, this is yours. Ooh!
So this is the latest, greatest, Ferrari SF90 with a Furiano package. That package basically is more like their track package. Full carbon fiber splitter in the front, carbon spoiler on the back. And this one's just fully optioned. Obviously all the carbon fiber, black roof option, full carbon fiber, actual carbon fiber wheel.
I see that. That's insane. How much do the wheels go for?
The wheels are about $35,000. If you order this car new, that's the option is about $35,000. Literally check every box option. And these things are twin turbo V8 with like 790 horsepower with 3 electric motors. So this car makes about 980 horsepower.
You said it's twin turbo?
Twin turbo V8, 790 horsepower. Electric motor on the back of the twin turbo V8, adding another 100 horsepower, and then electric motor on each front wheel. This is the car that does 0 to 60 in 2.0.
Really? Yeah. Kind of like the Plaid, huh?
Yeah, this thing's a rocket.
Oh my goodness. How much does this go for?
This car is $899.
$890, bro. Yeah. That's a house. Right?
It's one of the few cars that can actually run by a 765, especially slow speed with the electric motor.
So besides this car, what other cars do you own, or is this?
I've got a couple cars in the back.
Oh really? Oh yeah. Let's go.
I got some weird stuff in the back.
I want to see the founders' cars. So you kind of just store your cars here, huh?
I just kind of store some things in here. This will be basically, we'll walk clients in here and we're gonna have full displays. So wheels and tires, and that's what this is gonna be at the end of the day. I'm a manual shift guy. I race cars for almost 30 years.
So that's your car?
These are all mine.
Oh, these are all, okay, wow.
Manual shift, cool car factory carbon brake, basalt black, which is the metallic black, manual shift, one owner car with only 15,000 miles. I grew up in Massachusetts. Lime Rock Park was a track that I started racing at. Okay. This is a Lime Rock Park Edition M3, the last year that they made a V8 with a manual. So they made 50 of these with a manual shift 6-speed with a V8 in the Lime Rock orange color. So very rare car. These have shot up. This car's probably 120. Last of the manual V8s. Here's my ultimate baby right here. This is my 67 C10 pickup.
You still drive it?
Oh yeah, drive it all the time. So this truck has no paint on it whatsoever. All the paint is stripped. It's just bare metal. We just clean it and sand it with steel wool.
Okay.
But the best thing about it is 1,000 horsepower LS.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, big turbo LS. This is like the burnout king. So anyway, full build, full suspension, upper lower control arm, 4-link rear end. Just still look like the classic. This is the Hemi Jeep. You ever see these things? Came with the 392, the big Hemi Jeep. That's actually my wife Chelsea's truck. She loves that thing. She's like, we're never selling it. This car is a 2015. This is a 2015 Audi R8. It's the last year that they made a manual, so gated manual. So in 2015, they made 25 of these, and they made 9 of them that were the Plus model. So it had the 550 horse motor. This is the only one they made in 2015.
So it must cost a lot.
Yeah, I don't know what it's worth today. Probably 300,000 range.
Wow. Cool. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
This is my 13 ZR1. This thing made 1,100 horsepower, something like that. Big blower, big cam, totally wild ride.
I love the diversity you have in here, Yeah, from the German cars to the American cars, crazy.
That's a 19 ZR1. When I was racing cars, GM built this car, put my name on the dashboard, the whole thing, on the dash and the whole thing.
That's dope.
So, and I won, that's a Sebring edition. I won the Sebring 12-hour race in 2019. So I won a 16 IMSA championship and an 18 world championship in IMSA.
What age did you start?
Just 8 years ago. My dad and I had a car dealership in Massachusetts where I grew up.
Wow, no, that's crazy. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Let me take you around the showroom and show you a little bit more. We do some classic cars as well. As you can see, I like some of the old pickup trucks. They're kind of fun. The ultimate goal as we continue to build West Coast is to have kind of a car for everybody.
Yeah,
right?
No, for sure.
Classics, we got some pickup trucks.
How much are the Ursas going for right now? Because I know the demand is crazy now, right?
Upper 200 range. That's a full option car with all the carbon, the rockers and everything. 320 range.
I just love how beefy those are.
Yeah. But here's another one of my favorites over here in the corner.
Oh,
that was drove this thing in this
sneaky
morning.
one. I haven't seen one of these in person yet.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
So I ordered this car new, just came in a couple weeks ago. Took about 1.5 years to get it. So we did a matte pearl white. So you can see the pearl in it, and then it's got a full matte finish. I mean, just a super cool car.
Guys, let me tell you something. I've been wanting to see one of these in person for so long, and here we are. I manifested it. This looks, wow, it looks even more gorgeous in person.
They're really great cars. They're super cool. Doors go up.
Oh, what?
They're pretty neat. Full carbon chassis, dual clutch gearbox, twin turbo V6. But super cool. Look at this. All the carbon weave and the doors.
Yeah, Maserati really did it this time.
Man, they changed the game with this thing.
How much are these going for?
This car's around 300,000. Pretty cool piece.
I love how they designed it. Doors go up. It's just super aesthetic.
Yeah, just really comfortable, fast, fun, carbon brake.
So when you're driving it, how would you compare it to like other cars?
It's a little more like a R8 Performance in a way, where it has kind of the similar feel, maybe a little bit faster because it's a lighter chassis, but it's really comfortable. It's quiet. The stereo works well. It's super super aggressive in terms of like a McLaren makes a lot of noise, and this is a bit more quieter, a little more subtle, but still has all the performance. The handling's amazing.
How would you compare it? Because like the only supercars I had was the Evo and then the 580-.
Right.
Yeah, so like how would you compare it to that?
You know, a little stiffer riding than this is. This has a selective mode. You can make this thing pretty sporty if you want it, but a little more quiet, a little more comfortable. The only thing lacking in this car is it doesn't have that big V10 sound, right? But easily as fast as a Huracan. Handling, I think, is even better. Maserati really did their homework on this thing. Totally impressed with this car. Yep.
First question, what was like your upbringing, like your come up, you know, coming to fruition?
In whatever you're doing, business or racing, there's no simple path. Everybody I talk to, every successful person I know kind of has a different path on how they got there. My family's all from Massachusetts, and my dad was always a car guy, always working on cars, you know, teaching me how to work on cars. So that's kind of got my hands dirty doing that stuff. And then he and I built up a car dealership 30 years ago.
You have your degree?
Never got my degree.
Oh, wow, okay.
I never really liked to study much in school. I like to learn how things happen, but I'm more of like a hands-on guy. Learned the car business way back in the day. My dad and I built an old race car for fun. And then this racing thing starts growing and growing and winning a bunch of championships at a low level, and then just keeps graduating. And then Nissan hires me and Honda hires me, and then GM brought me on for basically, you know, 15 years at different levels. And then Whelen Engineering was a big sponsor of mine, like I mentioned before. And so the racing thing took off. I sold the car dealership, lived in Florida, raced cars, had a great life. You got to really enjoy what you're going to do. Yeah. Whatever it is you're going to do, you have to love what you're doing. I know a lot of people that are successful, but they don't have any interest in what they do. Yeah. And I think there's just a lack of motivation.
Are you able to say, during your race car career, how much did you make off of that?
You're not making money like you're making, you know, running NASCAR, but you're making $300,000 or $400,000 or more a year, and you're racing cars, and you're getting a paycheck every weekend you go racing. You're making good money, but you're not making enough money where you can just say, okay, I'm done racing, I'm going to go retire for the rest of my life. Biggest key is hard work, whatever it is you're doing. Hard work and motivation, which I have a lot of, right? Hiring the best people you can hire. Don't be stingy on paying your guys good money. And being smart about and making the right decisions about what business it is. So understanding where your business is going to be put, understanding who your audience is. I mean, California's got one of the biggest car communities in the country. Even though we're kind of inland from the coast, you know, we still got a big car community. People don't mind traveling an hour or so to come out here. Just understanding your business, understanding your clientele, working super hard, having great people work beneath you. Probably one of the most important parts is doing a fair, honest business. Yeah. Which in the car world, there's very few people doing it the right way.
I like that you're building a culture of just being honest.
You can be plenty successful in any business that you do by being honest and fair. We just do it the right way. Hey, you know, you sell a car, you exchange a check for a title. I mean, it's just like you just keep doing the basic and you're gonna have good success. Just take care of people and you never give up, man, no matter how hard it gets.
What's the range you make per month or per year by selling these cars?
Yeah, I mean, the ultimate goal for us is to sell about 50 cars a month, which is usually our target. 2021 was a strong year for us. It continued into the beginning of 2022. But the first quarter of 2022, we sold 50-something cars a month. Profit margins are all over the place, to be honest, because in my business, you know, we sell all makes of cars, right? So it's not like you're selling Lamborghinis every day and you've got a target margin. You know, we can sell a Lamborghini 1 minute, we sell a Hellcat the next minute, we sell a TRX the next minute. So that, you know, the margins are all over the place. Our break even takes $150,000 to $200,000 a month to operate this business.
Yeah, wow.
Right, so you've got to make, you know, up and above, you know, $200,000 a month in order for it to be profitable.
Wow. Can we do a little game where I guess right. Where I guess you tell me if it's higher or lower?
Okay.
Okay. So you're saying $200,000 to just keep the business running.
Yep.
Okay. So it has to be something above that.
That's what you got to make. You know, I mean, your break even is
it's
$200,000 just to pay the bills.
I would say, and does that include like salary for the employees?
Yeah, that's like kind of a whole.
Okay. Maybe is it 400,000?
Yeah, 400,000 would be a good month.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. No, that's pretty good.
Yeah, now we're doing, you know, upwards of almost $50 million in sales on a good year.
Wow. Yeah. Obviously, none of this can happen without execution, you know? But let's say there's an individual out there that wants to be like you. What advice would you give for when to get started? Like, what do they have to do?
Obviously, you need to learn the basics, the fundamentals of what it takes to buy and sell a car, understanding, you know, your costs of preparation. You know, we go through, we're kind of extreme in terms of, we make sure cars are 100%. The most difficult thing in the exotic car world is capital. If you've got 100 cars and each one of them costs $100,000 a piece, it takes a lot of capital to get the business, get it up and running, right? Probably to get your feet wet in the car business would be more like wholesaling or brokering cars, probably even brokering cars. I've got some friends of mine that basically locate cars for dealers. Like I've got half a dozen guys around the country. Every couple hours they send me a car. Hey, I've got this Huracan in Texas. Yeah. Right, I'm working on one right now. I got this Huracan in Texas. Here's the deal. You know, those guys take a couple $1,000s for locating the car. They confirm, they check on everything, they get me a copy of the title, get the car inspected, and then they basically just get a check setting up the deal. We ship it here, we pay for it, the whole thing.
Did you build the team yourself, or did you have a lot of help? Like, did you have some people that helped you?
Hiring people is a tough thing because here's a resume and it looks really great and they speak really well, but at the end of the day, you put them in place and they're with you a month and things may change. Do 10 interviews if you have to get a good feel for somebody, and just, you hire somebody and that's the face of your business.
Are you able to say how many properties you own today, or?
I don't own that many now.
Do you invest in any like stocks or crypto, or?
I don't. One of the things in the car business is called flooring lines or line of credit. In these flooring lines, you're basically borrowing money against the car. You give the flooring line a title, they give you back the funds, you know, they ship you title back, you pay them for the car, you pay them the interest on the money. Pretty simple deal. Right? What I can do in my business is, rather than using the flooring line, as I make money, I can use my own money to lend to the company. Then I can basically pay myself interest rather than pay the flooring company interest on it.
I see.
So I kind of have an internal way of making money on my money as well.
You have a pretty great team, right? You got a great staff of employees. Did you know that you're a great team builder, or did somebody help you build your team, or how did you go about that?
It's really, really difficult to get a good team of people. Yeah. I've got the best staff. We got 20-something people here now. Got the best staff I've ever had. Took years to kind of like, okay, well, this guy didn't work out, so let's get, you know, guy or girl, what have you.
Do you fire fast, or how's that work?
You got to be really smart about who you're hiring. That's really the key to it. Just be cautious. Don't rush into it. Don't hire the wrong person. Yeah, it just takes time. Obviously, you know, he's got no point where he's built up his whole clientele of people that he hardly even takes in new clients. Those clients go to Blake or go to Aaron or go to somebody else in the store, because Hunter's got his core base of people that continue to just buy cars and he takes care of them.
What does a typical day in a life look like for you? Are you working here a lot? Do you make sure you spend time with your family? You know, like how important is that to you, and like, how do you go about that?
Yeah, I mean, family's a big deal, of course, right? Been married just over a year, but we like to have fun. We like to go places, bought an RV, and we cruise out and travel to concerts and different things like that. When I was racing cars full time, it was harder to keep track of West Coast exotic cars because I'm on the road all the time. But when I'm in town, I work West Coast. I sit at this table and we do 9 to 10 a.m. meetings every morning.
What time do you get up?
I'm usually up at 5 to 6 a.m.
5?
Like that, yeah. I got a personal trainer I've been working with more, so go to the gym, spend an hour with him, and then go back, shower, and I'm here.
Okay, so you wake up, you go to the gym, shower, do you eat? Okay, so you eat breakfast and you come in first meeting.
9 to 10, run the meeting for the guys, all the sales guys, go over, hey, what deals are you working? You know, what cars are we selling? Do we need to lower prices? What do we need to buy? What's outstanding in the finance department? That kind of thing. Every morning, I build a schedule in my calendar of exactly the things I want to get done. And if I get through half of them in one day, that's a success.
Yeah. And
then I move them to the next day, or move to the next week, or whatever. But I build a schedule. I think this is one of the key ingredients to being successful is, number one, you can never remember everything. If you rely on your memory, it doesn't matter what age you are, it doesn't matter, you won't get done.
That's true.
I make up lists every morning in my calendar, and I readjust it if whatever it is, and I literally put it in time slots throughout the day. I have, you know, so I get a pop-up on my computer, on my phone, wherever I am, saying, hey, look, I need to, I got to ask about this car, or I got to, whatever the deal may be, I set reminders. And if I don't get done that day, move it to the next day. One of the next big projects, you'll see a little bit of it there on the floor, is I'm building a 2-mile racetrack in Lake Elsinore.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
We got to check that out.
I've been working on that for 4 or 5 years.
What?
Basically closing the property now. I've got 250 acres. So we're going to build a full asphalt track we'll have up to 100 condos. You stay at the track so you can run your whole operation out of there.
How much did you invest so far?
That project's going to cost about $50 million to build it.
My prior question was like, oh, what else are you investing in? There you go. There you go. You're the real deal, huh? You're just an entrepreneur, just killing the game and not settling, you know, after your professional career in racing. You're just innovating. You just keep on going.
You always be creative. I mean, to a certain extent, my issue is I can overdo it. I'm like, oh, I'll do this project, I'll do this, and I got all these ideas running through my head. You got to kind of stay, you know, in line, make sure you finish this project. But scheduling, discipline, pushing hard. Discipline is key. You got to keep pushing yourself, and you got to make sure, no matter how hard things are to get done, you got to get them done.
No, for sure. Are you able to focus on multiple things, or are you more of the type of person to focus on like one thing and then you're more
30 things going at one time.
Really?
All the time.
Okay, wow. How do you deal with that?
I don't know. You know, racetrack project for an hour meeting, jump into a West Coast meeting, jump into a real estate thing, jump into a house project.
Wow. Do you ever get burnt out or?
Yeah, I mean, it's sometimes, especially as you get older, it gets a little tiring. But again, it's the same thing I said earlier. You've got to be focused on something that you love. Because I don't think you get the motivation if you're selling shoes. You would selling cars for me, right? I know cars, I love cars, you know, and it's just like, the car world's so fun because there's such great people in it.
Oh yeah, yeah. So,
you know, there's an unbelievable amount of different types of cars and people, and I mean, especially in Southern California, like you could go to a car event every weekend.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's great.
Right? And meet all these different kinds of people, and Cars and Copters last weekend, and, you know, Pebble Beach a month ago, and it's super fun.
The reason why I asked that is because you're running this operation and you have that investment with the racetrack and doing this and you're doing that, and that's why I'm asking, like, you know, when do you have time for your family? When do you have time for yourself? When do you ever get burnt out? Do you meditate, or like, you know, what is it? Like, how do you keep yourself, like, to make sure you're on check with yourself?
And obviously, you know, eating well, sizing, it's easy in my world. I get caught up and it's like, you know, I'm like, oh, I'm so hungry, so you just eat a bunch of crappy food, or you're like, oh, man, I'm too busy to go to the, like this morning I didn't go to the gym, and text my guy like, hey man, I'm sorry, yeah, it's always a juggle of trying to keep it all together. But yeah, but I mean, it's fun when you start making money and you start to see the success. And I am one of those guys where I don't need to have a pile of money in my pocket. I like to reinvest a lot of what I make. So I like to have cool cars in my collection, but I put a lot of money back into my business.
Yeah, I like that.
You know, it's like we had to build that photo booth. Like, okay, it's 50 grand. Okay, we got to do it. It's going to change the game of the business. It ups our level of quality of photos. Big expense, got to do it.
Last question. I don't want to take too much of your time. What is one thing you would leave to the inspired individual right now? You know, just anything to inspire somebody maybe as well.
I think I'm still an old school guy, so it's just old school, hard work, keeping your head down, organizing, discipline. In this day and age that we live, people get caught up in too much of the social media and, oh, I'm not as good as this guy or girl, and kind of fantasy world. You've got to live in reality, and you don't need to impress people all the time. Work hard, keep your head down, and you do a good job with whatever it is you're doing, and success comes naturally. You don't need to throw your name out there. You don't need to throw it in people's faces. Like, you build something like this, you work hard for years, and you don't need to throw it in their face that you did this, right? It comes naturally.
No one's higher, no one's lower. You treat everybody the same.
The same, yep.
I love that. Yeah. My man.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Everybody.
much. Yeah. Where can everybody find you? What's the social media?
eCurrent 31 was my race car number 31 for many years of my life, and of course West Coast Exotic Cars. You know, I'm not a huge personally social media guy. I probably should be a lot more than I am, but
you're an interesting guy, man.
We need to get our own YouTube stuff going here soon. We really do. But you know, again, big focus on West Coast and promoting like crazy. But you'll see more things coming. Racetrack promotion will come in the next 6 months, and I think we'll try to push more on my racing background and get some more of this stuff going.
Well, let me know. We would definitely like to make more content.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, awesome. Let's do it.
All right.
That's a wrap.
Cool. Good stuff.
But hey guys, thank you for watching today's video. Learned a lot from Eric. Man, this guy's killing the game. That's the definition of this, like, not settling. You know, when you have a professional career in car racing, you just keep on going, you keep on growing, you keep on innovating. It's beautiful to see what he's built, what he's doing, just really living the dream. You know what I mean? Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe. Let us know where you want us to go next, what you want us to do next. We got you, you already know. This is SnewJ Knows. We know. We want you guys to be millionaires. We want you guys to be successful. We want you guys to, most importantly, be happy, okay? Keep going after what you truly desire. Whatever it is in your mind, in your heart, today is the time, not tomorrow. Create the opportunity. Do not wait for the opportunity, okay? Let's go. No hezzy. You tell me I'm someone you want. You tell me I'm something you need. But baby, you know that I'm bad for you, yeah? Why you gotta be so naive? If I treat you like when I don't want, you know I'm just so hard to please.